morning, welcome to 3 Minutes on Markets and Money. The day after the Federal Reserve talks about potentially tapering quantitative easing, what does that mean for markets going forward? That's going to be the big question. But the focus right now, of course, remains stocks and earnings, and particularly the big boys in the index, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook. Stick around to the end of the video. I've got a special offer for you this morning. Looking at some of these stocks in particular is interesting about what's going on. Apple reported very, very good earnings, corrected over the last couple of days, but again, it had a big run up going actually into earnings, so there wasn't really a lot of upside left for the stock at that point. We've got a double top here in Apple with support right here at the 20-day moving average. If the stock is unable to hold on to that today, there is a real chance that we're going to see a bigger correction in Apple back towards the 50-day moving average. Again, not the end of the world. The stock is getting oversold here on a couple bases, but we do have a solid MACD sell signal in place, suggesting there is more risk to the stock in particular. One of the big movers in the markets today in particular is going to be Facebook after announcing their earnings, beating on both top and bottom line yesterday, but the outlook was what was most concerning, talking about a big deceleration in revenue growth going forward. Again, you know, the biggest problem for Facebook is they have a demographic time bomb in their earnings going forward, as even as my kids say, Facebook's for old people. As people start to migrate off of Facebook through termination, that's going to be a problem going forward for Facebook. This morning, though, Facebook is going to open down here a bit. But look, the stock had a really big run up here. Again, going into earnings, not giving a lot of room here for an upside surprise, really, because prices are already factored in all the best news potential for that company as well. And this is really kind of a common theme that we're going to see across a lot of these stocks. Microsoft, of course, also reported very good earnings. Stock performing well here, of course, but again, despite good earnings, really hitting top and bottom lines, stock really kind of topping here. Again, some risk to the stock in the near term, especially if we see more market weakness in general coming over the next couple of months, heading into the Jackson Hole Summit with the Federal Reserve. One of the stocks we're watching right now is after AMD announced really good earnings yesterday on their chip front, and the stock was up about 7% yesterday. NVDA, which is going to announce earnings in August, is setting up here, currently running underneath the 20-day moving average here, but have a set of rising bottoms, typically just triggering a buy signal. Suggests there's more upside lift here potentially to NVIDIA if they have good earnings, which I suspect they will. So this is something that we're looking at potentially for an entry point in our portfolios. Haven't pulled that trigger just yet, but we're going to be talking about that over the next couple of days. And lastly, one of the big boys kind of left on the block is Amazon. Amazon has a very important kind of pennant pattern building here. Lower tops, rising bottoms, depending on earnings, this could either be a big mover to the upside or a big mover to the downside. So again, a little bit of risk here in Amazon at the point, but money flow signals are about to turn to a buy, still on a MACD sell signal. So be a little bit cautious here with Amazon just because of simply where it is currently right now. There is risk to earnings because of slower consumer spending, right? Stimulus checks have run out. Outlook may be weaker because of lack of stimulus and support. We'll see what Amazon has to say. No guarantees here again, but watch this kind of breakout pattern. It can either be good or bad. There's not really a clear indication at this point which side of the bet you should take. And of course, lastly, Comcast out this morning talking about they had very strong revenue growth, and we're seeing subscriber growth very strong here as people are moving back to cable. This stock has been consolidating here for quite some time. Again, on a buy signal here, close to triggering a buy signal on the MACDs as well. Kind of really struggling with that at the moment. But today's earnings, stock is going to move to the upside here a bit. If we can break out of this consolidation that this stock has been in over the last several months, you could see some better upside again in Comcast. Another position we may revisit. We've owned this stock before, done very well with it, and something we may revisit here in the near future. Now, we go through a lot of this stuff every day on our subscriber site, riapro.net. So if you go there today and want to check it out, I'll give you a 30-day free trial simply for signing up. Try it out for 30 days. You'll get all of our daily market commentary as well as our portfolio trading that we do there. Of course, full research capability to research your own stocks, and very shortly we'll actually be adding these money flow sell signals to the website there as well. But I'll give you a 30-day free trial for checking out riapro.net. We'll see you tomorrow.